Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back. Today we are going to be looking at the Cobra Kai Daniel LaRusso. Of course it says the Miyagi-Do Karate at the top right there. You can see that this figure does come with a whole bunch of accessories. Now this is Diamond Select and not Icon Heroes, so it's actually different from the two younger Karate Kid figures that we've got on the sides there. On the side we've got the Karate Kid Daniel LaRusso, and on the right we have the Karate Kid Johnny Lawrence. So let's take a look at the box. You can see that he is a little bit taller, which is fine because he is meant to be taller because he is not a child any longer. And on the back there you have the very cool season 1 figures that you can get, which is LaRusso, John Kreese and Johnny Lawrence. And that is the Cobra Kai Johnny Lawrence. And you can also get a special chase figure of Johnny Lawrence where he's wearing the Eagle Fang t-shirt, as it said. In the season 2 figures, you are going to get chosen Johnny Lawrence wearing the red Eagle Fang karate outfit, and you're also going to get Terry Silver, which is going to be very, very cool to see. So let's read the blurb at the bottom here. So it says, decades after the tournament that changed their lives, the rivalry between Johnny and Daniel reignites in the sequel to the Karate Kid films. This deluxe action figure of Daniel LaRusso is based on his appearance in the Netflix series Cobra Kai. It features 16 points of articulation, multiple interchangeable hands, and a support stand sculpted by Chris Dahlberg and Rocco Tartamella. And there you can see it is Diamond Select Toys, and it says the Miyagi-Do Karate up at the top there as well. So very, very nice. Looks like they've put a lot of effort into this. There's the bottom for anyone that cares about the bottom part of it. I don't know who you are, but I'm sure some of you are out there. And the top is really nothing special as well. So let's cut into this, and we're going to free our Daniel LaRusso from his in prison. I'm going to let this figure breathe. And if you happen to be watching this 10 years in the future and this figure is suddenly worth like £800,000 or something, please note it was fairly available at the time. So there is everything inside. So let's take a look at the inside of the box. So inside it actually has the All Valley Karate Championship on the inside, which is very, very cool. Does this come out? It does. But we're just going to leave it in there because it's not, well, it's not the most fantastic, if I'm honest. But it's pretty cool that they've got that in the background there, the All Valley Karate Championship background. And we're just going to move Johnny Lawrence and the young Daniel LaRusso out of the way just for a second. We'll bring them back at the end of the video. We're going to focus on the Diamond Select Cobra Kai Daniel LaRusso for just now. So we can see that it comes in this strange packaging, which these two bits should be clipped together, unless there's any kind of tape. There is tape on them. Okay, that is hidden tape that was there. There's another one down here. For anyone that is new to the channel, I show everything from the very start to the very end of the opening. And a little bit of tape there. There's a little bit of plastic here that's keeping them. And we're just going to cut here as well. And there we go. That is the back removed. And there is Daniel LaRusso. So let's look at the accessories first of all. Of course, the first thing that we must look at is the Mr. Miyagi bonsai tree, which we'll just bring that onto camera and hopefully get it to focus. Focus, there we are. So there is our happy little bonsai tree. You can see that it's actually very well moulded. It doesn't have a lot of colour scheme to it, but they really have put a lot of effort into making it look like the bonsai tree, which is very, very cool, very nice to see. So we're going to put that over here for just now. We also have the training device. Of course, this was used in Karate Kid 2. This is the drum which is how Daniel LaRusso beat Chosen using the drum technique, which was supposed to be used to counter and be offensive. Basically just swinging both your arms. It's basically a back fist into a, well, it's a left back fist into a right hook, into a right back fist into a left hook, and it's just repeating that over and over. But very, very effective, I must say. Very, very cool to see that they implemented something like this into the second film. Of course, it is a huge part of the Karate Kid series, so it's very nice that they put it in there. This one, interestingly, is it's almost like a sort of crane style. Maybe it's supposed to hold like chopsticks or something like that. This, or it's snake style, which is weird. I don't remember Daniel ever using snake style. This is very interesting. I'm not sure why he has this. So if this is snake style, this is meant for it's really weird because snake style is an assassination fist, which is, oh my goodness, my Japanese is going to fail me here. Anketsuken, I believe. It's not your typical karate. Maybe he does use it. Oh wait. No. Okay, I was about to say, is this like what Chosen teaches him in Cobra Kai? But no, that's Chinese martial arts, which is which, let me show you, is actually done with this part of the hand. This part here that's used to hit into the pressure points. That's what he uses to, like Chosen says, if your enemy must fight, then you must take away their ability to wage war, and that sort of thing. And he's got one for the other hand as well. This is exactly the same. Oh my goodness, we've lost focus. I was talking too much. I apologise, ladies and gentlemen. I went on a rant because I did not understand why he had these. That's very cool that he's got these, because I don't think I've seen these hands on any Storm Collectibles figures or anything before. So it is very, very cool to see. This one here, we have your basic open palm. Of course, this is the generic karate chop, with the hard part here, like for sitting here. The fingers are loosened up. The thumb is brought in. So yeah, no, this is quite correct. If you bring the thumb in a little bit more, you can get into a rich man hand, which is where you hit the opponent with this side of your hand instead of this side. It's just a different style of chop, which is taught in Shang Shao Fa, which is another martial art I did, as well as Muay Thai. And this here is your stand, which is very, very cool, because that is going to be a very cool thing to have your figure standing on. Obviously, it doesn't say Daniel LaRusso or anything like that. It's Miyagi-Do Karate, and it's very cool to see. And interestingly, we've got one part here that is a hole, which we're going to see the purpose of that in a second. It is for this bit here, and the other part here is just your little part that's a stand, which is can connect into the foot. So you can choose what version you want to use to prop up your figure. So let's look at the stand first and foremost. So it is your basic kind of stand. You normally get these with Figmas or such. Oh well. You can see that these. I'm going to show you something about figures. See these parts here. See how there's those little bits in the middle there, and there's a bit there as well, and there's parts there. That is generally how you can tell the difference between a fake Figma and a real one, because real Figmas won't have those. What those are caused by is air bubbles from where the two bits of plastic are put together, and proper Figmas, it'll be clear. There won't be any markings through that. So those are actually partly defective, but I think it is fine for what this is. Of course, these Cobra Kai figures by Diamond Select are not, you know, £100+ figures. You know, they are like £15, £20 figures, which is, you know, significantly less, but that is what the purpose of them is. And this part here does clip in to the stand, which we can show there. And this part up here will clip into Daniel LaRusso's back. So you can, that's okay, that's meant to happen. You can choose what part you want to have it at, and you can choose, you know, you can have them in like sort of a jump kick pose or whatever if you want, or you can just use it to, you know, stand them, you know, like keep them a little bit more stable if you feel. So I don't think I'm going to use this, but that is how that works. We'll maybe just show it off a little bit later on. But now we get into the actual figure of Daniel LaRusso, and that's us. There's no other further accessories. And this here is how Daniel-san looks right out of the box. So first of all, it doesn't stand. Off to a good start. And the bow staff he comes with immediately falls out of sand. Okay, good start there. That's what I like to see. Let's do something like maybe do something like this. Oh my goodness, I see why it comes with a stand. This has become immediately apparent. Okay, there. Okay, so the open hand is very, very open that you can see there. So there's no way that this was going to hold in there, but I don't think it's ever really meant to. I think this is more just for the packaging. I also, off the top of my head, don't ever remember Daniel LaRusso ever using a bow staff, other than possibly for training. Well, there we go. His daughter used a bow staff. Yeah, I remember that. But okay. Well, now that we've done that, let's just bring the camera down just a little bit, since we are no longer dealing with the top of the box. We can now see the full Daniel LaRusso there. So let's take the bow staff off of him. So the hands that he comes with, so he does have a proper, you know, closed fist there. So that is meant to be more your grip hand. So I think this is probably more likely to be used for the bow staff, which is a very, very tight fit. I feel like with enough strength, if I cared enough, which I don't, you would be able to get that in there. Interestingly enough, and then we've got this open grip hand as well. So karate actually translates to empty fist, which is, oh, that is stiff. Is it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have your hands open at all times. It just infers that. But karate is sort of, it's interesting. It's very interesting. I'm not an expert on karate, so let's take a look at the decals of LaRusso first of all. So you can see there, the back is your traditional banzai tree from Miyagi-Do. The headband is very well sculpted. The face is interesting. It's not exactly LaRusso. I think the young Daniel LaRusso looks a lot more like Daniel LaRusso than what this one does. But you can see that they have sort of the hint that this is Daniel, to say the least. So the head is on a ball joint, but it doesn't really move up and down very much, left and right. There's no alternate heads, of course. Let's look at the articulation. So the shoulders are incredibly stiff. I am not even sure if they rotate. I'm not actually seeing anything that looks like rotation here. Well, I mean, they don't bend in. I mean, they move up and down, but they don't move any further back, and they don't move much further up than this. Not with that using a tremendous amount of strength in it. your bicep swivel, you have your double elbow joint here. So just a bit of strength. I'm trying not to damage my brand new Daniel LaRusso as well. There we go. Okay, so that is the maximum you can have for the elbow manipulation. The wrist, of course, is on this joint, and those are removable. Same on this side. So it seems to be this part of the elbow is the stiff one. And oh my goodness, my voice is very, very dry. I'm going to have to get myself a drink after this review. Not an alcoholic drink, it's just a drink to keep my throat dry. The body has a bit of rotation on it. You can see there that it does rotate. So this is on rotation. There is hip rotation. It's interesting because you actually get a bit of a gap there if the body isn't quite lined up properly. Let's take a look at the legs. So the legs are on these joints, and that is about as far as you can get for your Daniel to do a high kick. He has the thigh swivel, which again is also very stiff. Everything's very stiff in this. We have the double knee joint, which we're going to try. Oh, I was about to give up there, but no, I got there in the end. And we're going to have the same problem with the feet. In fact, actually, right, okay, no, actually the feet do move up and down. There's no toe pivot on this one, but you do get a little bit of movement with your foot. And let's just loosen up the other leg as well. Hope that this doesn't break on us. I can't remember if it's Diamond Select that is known for having things break on them, so I'm weary, to say the least. Now, with a little bit of strength and knowing where to apply the strength, it seems to be okay. So there we are. There is our Daniel. So let's try applying some additional hands. So now that we've got him, okay, with the rotation of the feet, he is just a little bit easier to pose, but not shockingly easier. So let's apply this one, the open hand, crack palm, because that is the one that I am most interested in. So we're just going to pull this off on camera here. Very stiff, oh my goodness. Whoa. And you can see there that is what it looks like. Let me just get that on camera. If LaRusso would stand, you can see that. Oh my goodness, hang on. Oh, I knocked the camera, I apologise everyone. There you go. So you can see that it was very, very stiff in there. You can see that there's just a little bit of plastic that came off. That's what it's supposed to look like. So we're going to apply this palm here. And this is the one we're going to be using. There we go. It's a little bit stiff, but we got in there in the end. Not even sure it's all the way in, because it looks like there's a little bit of a gap there, but yep, okay. Good enough. Put him in that traditional karate style pose, and the other one is very strange. We don't have a closed fist, so I'm going to take this one off, and we are going to attach this because I think it is the coolest accessory that he's got, the drum. So we're going to attach that one. I'm just going to do that just on camera once again. Oh my goodness, it's stiff, to say the least. Stiff is stiff is not the word for it. Oh my goodness! Look at, oh my goodness! You guys can see the plastic that is coming off here. I'm almost whittling this down to get it to fit in here, which is crazy. I've never had this kind of issue before. I don't know how many diamond selects I've done on the channel. Probably not many. I don't think this is the first, because I think we've done some diamond select Kingdom Hearts figures, but I really wonder if they maybe just didn't have alternate hands. Whew. Okay, well, we've got it in. It still feels like there is a bit of a gap here. You can see that, right? Just try and twist that in just a little bit more, but it's very quite in refusal. And we now have bits of plastic skin colouring shavings all over the place after that there. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to clean that up. But there we are. There we go. Okay, so last couple of things to do. Let's attach this into LaRusso's back. Oh, maybe that's the wrong side. It's actually this side that goes in here. And then, yep, that's okay. Just going to attach that in like so. And then we're going to attach this part here into here. And in theory, what you're supposed to be able to do is have like a sort of action pose. So let's just try it. Although, I'll be honest, this is fairly not stable. You can see that that is really not going to hold the figure. So, I wouldn't recommend it for that purpose, but that is the idea of what is supposed to happen. With the Figma ones, they're a little bit more secure than what this one is. I think it's nice what they've tried to go for, but I don't think it works in the way that they expected it to. So instead, we're just going to have LaRusso sort of like this. I'm going to bend the leg a little bit, put the foot up, and attach this part here to Miyagi-Do. You can see there that it does. And then we're going to have the other foot on the ground. Maybe turn the toes so that it's facing the opponent. If we can. Oh my goodness. Let's get that back in on the heel. I'll be honest, posing is not the easiest thing to do in the world. While you're on camera, when I'm off camera, it's significantly easier. But there we are, something like that there. Rotate the neck up to the head, and there we are. There, we've got our, I accidentally knocked the camera once again. We have our Daniel LaRusso with a little bonsai tree down the bottom there as well, which is very, very cool. Very nice to see. So I think it's a lovely little figure. It comes with a lot of accessories. I think if you're going to swap over the hands, it requires a little bit of work, as you saw there. My goodness, you can see that there's still shavings here that I need to work on and get rid of. So let's do a quick little comparison. So of course here is the young Daniel LaRusso, and you can see that the young Daniel LaRusso is a little bit shorter, which is perfectly fine because it actually works to the scale. I think the young Daniel LaRusso looks a little bit better than of course the young Daniel LaRusso is from Icon Heroes. The Cobra Kai Daniel LaRusso is from Diamond Select. He said forgetting which one it was. So you can see there that there is significant differences between the two figures, but they do actually go along pretty well alongside one another. Let's take a look at the differences in the decals. I think the decal on the headband is very similar. As you can see there, it was of course longer when he was younger, but when he is older it has been shortened. But you can see there, very, very cool. And let's take a look at the decal on the back. You can see the decals are very different to one another. You have the darker strokes, the broader strokes on the Cobra Kai one, and you've got much, much lighter Miyagi-Do symbol on the young Daniel LaRusso. I wouldn't say that one is better than the other. I think that they are both different. But it is very, very cool to see that you have the two different lines of figures, and that is, so if you're looking for a Cobra Kai / Karate Kid sort of crossover of your figures, then these two do work really well with one another. And the other one we can compare it to that we have at the moment is of course the young Johnny Lawrence, who of course you can see that Johnny Lawrence is slightly shorter than what LaRusso is. Of course we've got Johnny Lawrence standing at full height, and we've got Daniel LaRusso sort of leaned over with his feet over so that they look like they are about the same height as one another. But Daniel LaRusso, the Cobra Kai version, is significantly taller. Not by much, but he is taller enough to show that he is, different than, what they were when they were the kids that were in Karate Kid 1. So it is very cool to see that. And another thing is the balance on the Icon Heroes figures is significantly better than the balance on this one. You know what? I think he's maybe actually better without this, or at least the way that I was using him. I say that and then he immediately wants to fall over, but there we are. So very cool. There is our collection thus far, and just to finish off the video, we're going to bring in our gimmick and do a 360 rotation for you guys to all see. And there we go. And there we go. There is the Cobra Kai Daniel LaRusso from the Netflix series, Cobra Kai, of course. And you've got the Karate Kid version's counterparts on either side. Also, that is not centered up, which is just going to annoy my OCD just a little bit. So I'm going to move you along. There we go. There. So, better. But that is going to be it for this little video, folks. I really hope that you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so you can see more of these little figures. And also, if you stayed all the way to the end, thank you very much. I do appreciate when people stick around, especially on these longer videos. And it's very, very cool to see the two different iterations of LaRusso next to each other. In fact, one last little thing that I want to do here is let's just move Daniel just forward a little bit. I'm just going to put this one on this side. There you go. There you can see what the two of them look like, the two different generations of Daniel LaRusso from Karate Kid and from Cobra Kai. But that is definitely going to be it for this video, folks. I really hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.